Objective 62 is multiple factoring methods. So we'll be given a problem like this, and what we'll be doing is using this list of factoring methods to completely factor this problem. As we go through, we're going to check for each one of these rules, and we'll know that a problem is completely factored when we've hit this last rule, factor by grouping, and we can't do it, and we haven't done any of the other rules. That means we've completely factored the problem. Okay, so starting with this, we're going to look for a greatest common factor first, and this does have a greatest common factor of 3. Next, I'm going to check for the difference of squares, the difference of cubes, and the sum of cubes. Well, right now I have 3 terms, so these 3 rules don't seem to fit what I'm looking for. Trinomials is the way to go here. So we're going to do a trinomial factoring on the terms in parentheses. I'm going to leave that greatest common factor on the outside for now, and we'll worry about that in a few minutes. I need factors of 36 that are going to add up to negative 13, which means both of my factors are going to be negative. As soon as I hit negative 4 and negative 9, I can stop because those do add up to negative 13. So here I have 4 terms. I'm going to go ahead and make groups out of this. In the first group, I can factor out an x squared, be left with x squared minus 4. In the second group, I can factor out a negative 9 and be left with x squared minus 4. That's going to continue to factor to x squared minus 4 times x squared minus 9. Now I can take that greatest common factor and bring that down as part of my solution. Before I state this is my final solution, I need to double check to make sure I don't have any more rules left over. So I need to look for a greatest common factor, and none exist. Then I'm going to look for the difference of squares. Well, each of these parentheses is the difference of squares. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that rule to each one of those things. Because I used the rule, I'm going to start again. I'm going to look for a common factor in my terms. There is none. Sum and difference of squares and cubes, nothing. No trinomials. And I don't have 4 or more terms together, so it's not a factor by grouping problem. So my final factorization of the problem is this.